Hi there guys, Graham from Penguin Motors here. So, what have we got today? Well, as you might guess, I'm surrounded by carbs, so we got a carb test. I had an engine on the dyno, it had a cam in it, it had a bit of a head in it. Wasn't hardly a high spec engine, but I got a bit of time, so I did a bit of testing. So, we had the old perennial favourite, a 38D gas. We had a single 45 on a Lynx. And we also had from Ike Engineering a pair of splits on a manifold. That's an FAJS Weber replica. Quite a nice job to make the split manifold. What would it do? Would it work? Which would be better? Which was going to make the most power? This one? Or was this good? And as a bonus test at the end, I'm going to show you what the same engine did on a good old-fashioned pair of 45s. So, let's cue some noise. Are you ready, boys? Should we make some noise? So, what the test engine? Well, it was this Dyno Dog 2.1, although currently it's been decapitated, it's got no head on it. But what is Dyno Dog 2.1? Well, as the name suggests, it's on a 93mm bore, so it is a 2.1. We've got forged acrylite pistons, big valve cutouts machined in them, low compression height, so it's got a set of long rods from BURTONs in it, so it should rev quite well. Crank standard. Distributor fitted was a BESTEK unit, and yeah, that's about it. The head was a big valve head. Looked to me pretty typical 1980s specification. Big inlet valves, 1.8 inch, standard size exhaust valves. I've since put it on the flow bench and flow tested it. Not great, 106 CFM, so fairly typical of what your average 1980s big valve head flowed, but nothing special. I've seen considerably more from a conventionally ported head, but it is what it is. And it was what we ran. Camshaft fitted, as I say, probably not the ideal camshaft for a single carb test because we used a BURTON BLF 4041, so a lot of duration, which is why I say it's not ideal for the single carbs, but it was the same for all of them. So, let's run through those carbs tests again, and this time we'll show you some numbers and see what they did. So there we go. Hopefully you can hear me, because it is bucketing down with rain outside. So when we look at peak power and peak torque figures, they're all pretty similar. Not a great deal to be had. But what can we say? Well, cheapest of the bunch is obviously the 38D gas, and that did a reasonable job, but that struggled low down. That really didn't work well low down. But talking of low down, look at the torque of the links. Massive torque low down, and then it fell off a cliff at 6,000 RPM. And as for all the fuel standoff, whoa, there was so much fuel flying backwards out of that carburetor, I was worried about the dyno going up in flames, let alone running out of my engine bay. So I'd be very cautious about that from that fuel standoff. While the fuel standoff, probably just the camera had too much duration for it. But the flip side is the splits. Best power, pretty good torque, and to be honest, Chinese weathers or not, straight out the box, they did the job and they performed well. So nice one, Nike. But that's not the end of this test. I'm going to say at the end, I'm going to show you what the same engine did on a pair of 45s, which should show you that, you know, the engine was actually capable of quite a bit more, or was it? But anyway, so what I really need to do next, and I will in the near future, is I'm going to bring you the same test again, but this time I'm going to use a better head and a cam, more suited to these single carbs. So, on that bombshell, cue the last dyno test, and I'll catch you on the flip side.